The last video that we're going to have for section 4.1 is learning how to use XY tables. So in our last video, we had an equation and they provided coordinates for us, and we had to determine which coordinate was a solution. In this video, we're going to learn how we can find our own solutions to the equation. So we create what we call an XY table. So we have our practice or sample equation. And again, this represents a line on a graph. So y equals 2x plus 3. And what we're going to do is just create an XY table. So we have a column for our x values and a column for our y values. Now for this one, since the y is already by itself, it would be easier if we just picked some values to put in for x. Okay, so in this one, I'm just going to put in 1, 2, and 3. And you can pick any numbers that you want. It doesn't matter. In fact, if you wanted to put 0, 1, and 2, or -1, 0, and and 1. So -1, 0, and 1. So any numbers. So I'm just going to pick 1, 2, and 3. And all we're going to do is rewrite this equation and plug in the value that we've selected for the x and put it where the x is in the equation. So I'm going to rewrite this as y equals 2 times 1 plus 3. And the next one would be y equals 2 times 2 plus 3. And then our last one would be y equals 2 times 3 plus 3. So all I did was just replace this x with the 1, the 2, and the 3 that we have in our table over here. So now what we have to do is just solve for y. So in our first one, where x equals 1, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 plus 3 is 5. So when x equals 1, y will equal 5. Our second one, where x equals 2, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. So when x equals 2, y equals 7. Our last one, where x equals 3, we have 2 times 3, which is 6. 6 plus 3 equals 9. So when x equals 3, y equals 9. Now what do we do with these? These represent our coordinates. So we could actually write these over here as a coordinate 1, 5, 2, 7, and 3, 9. And those would be the coordinates that we could plot on the coordinate system. And when we connect the dots, what are we going to get? We're going to get a line that represents this initial equation that we have. So this is how we use an XY table to find solutions to an equation. Now this is a very simple example, so I will post another video with a couple different examples so that you can have an idea of how to work through the homework.